Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Another fabulous woman in my life, and I do know a lot of good ones, but Marilynn Wick, I admire her so much. She's the founder and CEO of Costume World, Inc., and executive producer at the Wick Theatre and Costume Museum, and so many more things, but we'll just focus in on that. So if you haven't been to the Wick Theatre, you are missing out. It is the most, well, not only is it good theater, but it's the whole ambiance of where else can you go and have a beautiful show and then go to a restaurant with great food. And Marilynn and her daughters, they are so, they're the hostess with the mostest, all of you.
Thank you,
and
ANITA.
It's a lovely thing to have. And I know now that you made your entrance a few years ago, and now you're there, and now you set the bar pretty high, though, Marilynn. That's the problem. You keep setting it so high, and every time I see the new lineup, I say, how is she going to do that? And you do it.
And we do it, and we have exciting things to tell you for the up-and-coming season.
And I just want to tell everybody, stick with this interview, because just before we're finished with this, Marilynn Wick is going to have a very special tribute. So don't leave us. Okay, Marilynn.
Well, thank you, ANITA, for having me on again. And yes, this time I come to you knowing 3 months ago I bought the theater. Now we own it, and it is in the Wick Foundation. And what a wonderful gift and joy it has been to feel that we finally accomplished that first step. And so now we're on a journey where we can do just about anything we want. We don't have anyone telling us you can't do this, you can't do that. So get ready, guys, because we're about to have some real great fun.
Do you sleep at night? I mean, I don't know you can sleep soundly because your mind...
Oh, I sleep.
Your mind's going like a clock. Just
well, if you organize yourself and you really have great dreams of things you really want to do, you can sleep pretty good. And sometimes I do get up 3, 4 in the morning and lay all my papers out and say, okay, now it looks like I'm pretty overwhelmed. I got to stop. And then I put everything in order, and away we go. So here's how it's all going to start this season. So many exciting things are happening. Well, you do know that the non-for-profit benefit for the new Broadway Meets Runway, that is the new exhibit, and we are so excited about it. Of course, we went to Joan Rivers' auction, and we got Joan Rivers' clothes, and you will see them all in the museum. And we are setting the museum up so you're going to have wonderful treats all the time. Like, the lady that lectures about Grace Kelly and all her gorgeous clothes. So save the date, September 23rd. Don't miss it. Here's how the day is going to start. 11:30, you'll come, have a champagne, unbelievable, spectacular events in the lobby. You'll sit down to a gorgeous lunch, your choice. There'll be 2 choices. And then you will go into the theater where we will have an incredible runway show. And let me tell you, the runway will be, you want to see Erte? You're going to see it. You want to see all the icons, the Hollywood icons, and what they really look like? Elizabeth Taylor. And how would you really like to share? I will share with you the exciting thing of Cher's beautiful black gown. We will be showing all of that. Then we will be doing a tribute, of course, to the season. So we'll entertain you. There'll be singing and dancing. We will give you a little bite of each one of the productions that are coming down. And then at the end, we will present to you the 10 most incredible Broadway designers, what they did, William Ivy Long, and you're going to get to see the Chrysler dress that he designed and won, of course, a Tony for. And then we will push the button and we will let Kimberly, my daughter, unveil the new museum. And is it exciting? I would love to tell you more, but I want you to come. And for that entire $100 will go for the non-for-profit. The tickets are $150, but let me tell you, it will be an event you will not forget. So just call us at the Wick Theatre, and you guys have the number.
I'm going to give you the number right now. It's 954 561-997. That's not the Wick Theatre. No. The Wick Theatre has got to be in Boca. 561-995-2333. It's 561-995-2333. And so that's September 23rd. And what day is it, September 23rd?
It's a Friday.
A Friday. Okay, we've got that. September 23rd, 11:30. Okay, well, I am
and
very
of course,
excited about
this museum is for all the charitable causes in our area, and of course, nationally, we are now on the Museum Alliance. We are really pushing the museum so everyone can come. When you visit Boca, you want to visit this museum.
It's you turned something in. We thought that you took over a theater. And it was going to be some plays that were going to be at the theater. But, oh, no, you couldn't do that. You had to do something much bigger than that.
To really make this happen, all 30,000 square feet. And, of course, Costume World bought the theater. They own it, and we are paying rent to them. And that's how we become a non-for-profit. It is a very, very important that we keep this theater alive, give you good entertainment, and with the support of something I truly love, and of course I love live theater as well, but it is giving me a chance to really show all my beautiful clothes, and to share them with the community is really a plus.
When we take Marilyn back many, many years ago to when she didn't own a museum, she was just this nice lady who needed to take care of her daughters, support them, and she was very creative even then. And she decided to start with a few costumes that she would sell Christmas and Halloween. And look at you today. How many years has it been, Marilyn?
40 years.
40 years, Marilyn. Oh, my goodness, how you ever lasted. And look how good you look. It's amazing what you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're a passionate person. You're a passionate person. So that's what I see.
Anita, you're great.
Yeah, but you are.
Every time I come up here, I feel like $1 million when I leave.
Well, it's because I admire women like you.
Well, you're beautiful yourself.
I know who you are, and I'm very appreciative of you.
Well, thank you. So let's go on and let me tell you the rest.
Tell me about the theater.
Okay.
I want to go see some theater at the Wick.
They're playing our song with Andrea McCardle, a Broadway star. Of course, she was in the first Annie, and we're excited about that. Actually, I just left a business meeting where we were designing the set, and everybody was in my office, 100 people, and yes, we got to have this, we got to have that. So it's a collaboration, remember. When you are a producer, it is like you're starting a new business every show. You have to start from the ground up. All these people must collaborate their talents together. And if you all love equally what you're doing, that is the fine job of the producer, to find a collaborating group of people that want to work together. And that every aspect is important. But if everybody's not up to a 10, then it can fall like a domino effect. And so you must have the right sound. You must have the right clothes. You must have the right lights. You must have the right set. And, of course, you must have the right talent, a musical director that loves what he's doing. Now, in this show, there will be live music, and this is a great Neil Simon work. You will love this show, so come and see that. And right after that...
Now, wait, before you do that, I want to compliment you on the sound. The last shows we've seen, you've had the sound right on stage.
Oh, yes.
All the live musicians.
Right.
That was your dream.
We're trying desperately to do that. The theater is closed right at the moment. We finally closed our last show, Forever Plaid. It was a summer surprise.
What a great show, I have to tell you.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Oh, you really did it. I've seen that before. I think yours was the best.
Oh, thank you so much. And we really did it quick and put it up. We had a window because we were waiting for special supplies, and they said, you're not going to be able to get this done till the 1st of August. As it stands right now, we have an entire rigging team in the theater, and they're lifting the grid so that all these productions that we either rent the sets, we can bring them in correctly. And we're doing the rails, and we're doing a lot of things to make the theater better. And, of course, we're working seriously on the phone system that everyone has been complaining about. We're trying to get it down so that all the phones are in the cloud. You know, you got to be technical savvy anymore. And that's the only way to do it. It's complicated because, you know, so many changes since I started my business 40 years ago. But we have to move with the times, and all these young people, oh my God, they're running around. Every time something doesn't work for me, I call one of them and they fix it instantly. Thank God they're here. So I want to tell you, we're having a great time. So let me tell you, in between the 2 weeks of each one of these shows, we've got some great talent coming. October 25th, Rosalind Kind is coming. And she is, of course, Barbra Streisand's half-sister. And let me tell you, close your eyes and you think Barbara's on the stage. She's an incredibly talented woman, and we are thrilled to have her. I just had a little talk with her on the phone yesterday. She is charming beyond belief, and I can't wait to share it with my clients and all the patrons that will come. You may have dinner and be in the first 88 people in the first 4 or 5 rows, and the tickets are $200 for that. You have a wonderful dinner, and then you see her, and then afterwards, you will be a special person to meet and greet and get your picture taken with her.
And I told Marilyn I was not aware until she told me about this glamorous woman that even Barbara had a sister. She's, I guess, a half-sister, but this is pretty spectacular that you've brought this to Boca Raton. I don't know if you really know what you're doing. It's not this respect, and this is a positive way to say this. It's that you're supposed to be a theater that just puts on a show every 6 weeks or something. But no, you're going way beyond. You're going into the clouds yourself.
Right. This is what makes a theater work. Now, Rosalind Kind has been here years ago. She has entertained in this local area because some people really know her and love her and have called. And that was news to me. We are doing this with a joint venture with Legends Radio, and they're helping us. So this has been great because we need all the assistance we can possibly get. Now,
so she's coming. October 25th.
Yes, and then guess what? We do Sister Act.
I love that Sister Act. Oh,
I tried to get Whoopi Goldberg. She wouldn't come.
Why wouldn't she? Oh.
So, you know, this is an incredible show. I designed this show 2 years ago for a theater in Long Island, the costumes. And then I saw the show and thought, this is a charming show. Happy, you feel fabulous when you leave. It's hilariously funny. And, of course, it's somebody that the convent is protecting. And it's a clever little story, and people will love it. Think about the movie and then think about Sister Act. Want to see it live on stage? Great, great talent.
I was just going to say, you know, when we see your sets are beautiful, everything seems in order, it's the talent. Right. How in the world do you find this talent, Marilyn?
Well, I have a fabulous musical director and fabulous directors, and they know the talent. These are seasoned professionals that we have running the show, and they want to do the very best they can because, of course, they put a great show on. They get recognition. It's a credit for them. They get to the people they work with get to come. We fly lighting designers, costumers, everyone in. We have 5 houses where we keep them. We have a fleet of 5 cars. So we try. It doesn't matter where you're from. Yes, it would be wonderful we'd like to get as many talented people as possible here locally, and we do all of that first. And then after that, whatever we have to do to make the show tremendously successful and to make the people, when my clients leave, I want them to really be happy. And, of course, we want them to come back, and we want them to tell people. Empty seats don't keep a theater going. Remember that.
Well, I don't know why you would ever have empty seats. It's just a matter of doing the PR, because once someone comes, they're going to love it. I mean, you don't do anything that people walk out and say, oh, that was terrible. You just don't. because you
And we don't
yourself,
want to.
no, and you yourself, you're there watching over everything.
Right.
It's first class. And I think the thing I'm most excited about are when the costumes, they keep coming and they keep coming. And people have new costumes and they have new costumes.
Thank God we got the costumes.
I
The
know
sets are
that.
hard.
I mean, you are. I think, don't you put a lot more costumes into your shows than most
Oh,
people?
of course.
You know, and we all recognize that.
Right,
Look
yeah.
at those. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, and it's entertaining.
Oh,
You know?
it's fabulous. I don't know who's in the
Takes
back
you
there switching them on and off.
Takes a couple hours out of your life to entertain you, make you feel good, and hope it's a lasting memory. That's what we're up for, memories.
It is.
Theater
it
is memories. Remember that.
Yes, it is.
So then, after we get done with that, we have something special for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
It's called Let's Hang On, and it's a one-day show. It's going to be on, I think it's the 12th of November, just before Thanksgiving. Lots of people have family in town, and the Let's Hang On is of course a kickback from Jersey Boys. So you're going to hear all that great music. There's 9 guys singing on the stage with 3 backup women. I am telling you, don't miss it. It will be a treat. Tickets will be extremely reasonable. This is a great entertainment show.
Let's hang on.
Let's hang on. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then we go. Guess what? New Year's Eve. Okay. Motown from Las Vegas will be here. Last year it was the Lennon sisters, and no one came to see them, and it was an empty house. And they were wonderful.
They were. I loved seeing them. I don't know why.
I couldn't sell it. And I know lots of people make their trips go away for the Christmas holiday and New Year's, but please come to the Wick, and the Motown will be great. Pick up the spirit. We'll be toasting and bringing in the new year, and you will have a wonderful time. We're going to have, of course, dining and music, and I promise, great dancing in the lobby. We expanded the dance floor. We've had some events now that people really want to dance. Now that I see that they really love that, we've extended the dance floor, and we have bought all new sound for the lobby. So now you're going to hear the drums, and it will be a rock and roll good time.
But that's really important. I've told you this before. Most places you go to the theater, I don't care if it's the Kravis or something place, you see the theater, it's great, and you go home in your car.
Yeah.
But not at the Wick.
Not at the Wick.
No.
Hang out at the Wick.
Hang on at the Wick.
Have a drink and stay with us. Don't stand in the valet line. Come in, sit down, have a drink, go home, talk to your friends, visit. It's a gathering place.
It is.
A theater should always be a place where you can bring your friends, a place to entertain your family, and to have a wonderful experience together.
But it hasn't been. I have to tell you that most theaters, you don't get any of that, except if you're out like the Boston Pops, you're out in the, on the lawn, something. Most of these, you go in, maybe you have 15 minutes before, you finish, and you're gone.
Right.
And I've always said, well, I guess we could all go to a restaurant and do something, but to have it at the Wick, that's what I think has helped you so much.
It has helped, and the patrons love it, and I'm so appreciative that they appreciate it. Many, many ladies have come to me and said, Marilyn, I did nothing before this place opened. Now my girlfriends and I can go out. We're older and we feel safe here, and we can get in and out of here. We have a wonderful time together, and we're looking forward to whatever you're doing. And the support has been absolutely monumental for me.
And we may not be able to get into the food at this moment, but I have to tell you that Chef William, he belongs probably somewhere up in Paris or somewhere, because I know that you have Italian night. I mean, you have the
oh my God, the
pancetta.
Yeah, we're thinking about the pancetta night was fabulous, and we're thinking maybe Sunday nights we could do opera, and then you can come in, and after the show you can have a dinner, opera, or we run it for just special people. Every one of them were packed. The murder mysteries were so well received, I can't tell you.
The murder mysteries.
Dinners.
I had forgotten about that. Did anyone get murdered?
Oh, lots of people got murdered. They had a good time. It was so funny. We opened Forever Platten's. The murderer was running through the lobby, and everybody got really crazy because, of course, you put on the TV, and what is it? Terror. Okay, terror for sure. We have to listen to Trump. That's terror in its own right.
That's true. Oh, goodness.
So now we go on January 12th, West Side Story. Most challenging production I will put on. The band orchestra will be on the stage. It will be something very special. And, of course, the dancers were all on the Broadway National Tour. And this is going to be a spectacular show. We extended it 1 week longer because the interest has been so great.
And when does that start?
And that starts January 12th.
Okay.
And then, of course, we go to Guys and Dolls. We own the Broadway revival, another nightmare show to do, although the sets are coming in from New York. Jeff Moss is the director, talented guy, works for Big League, does all the international tours throughout the world. We just sent, the costume world just sent My Fair Lady to China. And they lined up to see the show. It was a sellout in every city.
So wait. You have to go back. So you're saying that they call you in China. They say
no.
you.
They call me in New York. Big League calls and says, "Look, we have a tour going out. My Fair Lady, do you have the clothes?" Then they send the director. You collaborate with him, and you get the clothes all ready. You get the actors, and then you pull the show, design the show, make it tight. You put it in containers and you send it to China.
Oh, I see. This is so little that I really know about you.
For years and years, why people didn't really know me very well is because my customer base was not here. I worked for years for the Civic Light Opera circuit around the country. So, want to talk about the election? Marla Trump. I went on national tour. I was the costume designer for Will Rogers Follies. So Marla had just had her little baby, Tiffany. She was less than a year old, and we were on tour. We went to Dallas, Phoenix, Atlanta, and she performed right after she closed the show on Broadway. We built all the wardrobe. It was absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, now we rent it across the country when people are doing the show.
You're just overwhelming me. So now while you're doing the shows, you're still doing that kind of thing.
Oh, yes.
Sounds like it.
Right now we have a big theater called the Village Theater. The costume designers are here from Seattle. They flew in. They are pulling Singing in the Rain, and we are designing that Singing in the Rain. Not only that, we are working every day building the new exhibits. My girls are recreating, working around the clock, pulling all these collectible clothes together. So you're going to see the revolution of the period of fashion, starting at 1880 all the way to 1980.
So we're not going to miss that. What you're talking about is the one that we're talking about, that September 23rd.
Right.
Well,
and then, of course, after we have this gala opening, then you can call, make reservations for your groups, your friends, the museum is closed now. The museum will never be closed again, only 4 times when the exhibits shut down.
Okay, so let me just give you a way to call for any of this information. They have brochures. They have lots of things. It's 561-995-2333. Now, I don't want to not have time for you to do your last thing, and let's do that. We'll have you back again so that we can go after the Guys and Dolls. We know there's more, but why don't we do this something special you want to do?
Well, as you all know, and thank you very much, Anita, for giving me the opportunity to talk about the Countess de Hornley. I never knew anyone who was 100 years old until 2 years ago. And, of course, when I met the Countess, she was 100 years old. I saw that the building was named after her, and after going through the papers to buy the building, lo and behold, there was many, many things of all the hard work she had done to get this theater open. The group had collected $4.5 million, and all of these people contributed massive amounts of money, and to have it fail was heartbreaking for so many of them. It was one of the reasons why I was so interested in trying to keep it alive. I obtained the theater a year and several months later after it had totally closed, And I really didn't know the history until I started doing the due diligence. All the papers were in the theater. So I sat there for day after day reading all this stuff and realized what a contribution these community people had made to make this this theater really function. And just at that time, of course, my museum was going to have to make a change. So I looked at the building to do that. And of course, we finally opened the theater on September 13th, 2013. And we opened it with The Sound of Music. We just chose the show because we thought the community, it would be a family show. And it would be a wonderful way that everyone loves that show, that production. Not knowing that that's what the Countess de Hornley's favorite music was. So as I am sitting with my daughter, all of a sudden a limousine pulls up to the front, and I said, oh, I hope the show hasn't started. We've got one person coming. And someone said, well, who's that? I said, well, I don't know. And a wheelchair came out with a handsome gentleman. This lady gets in the wheelchair. He rolls her in. We open the door and we said, we're going to stop the show. If you want to, are you here to see the production? She said, no, I'm here to see Marilynn Wick. And she said, let me tell you who I am. I'm the Countess de Hornley. And I said, oh, my God, it's an honor to have you. She said, I would like to ask you why you didn't take my name off the building. And I said, why would I? You have done so much for this theater. And she said, I haven't helped you do all this at all, and I want to help you. And with that, she handed me a check for $250,000. I could not believe it. I was about to cry. I wheeled her in quickly so she could see the show. She absolutely loved it. And she was a little cold. We wrapped her up. And I said to Kim, there is a God, because, boy, at that time, we really needed the money. We had invested every living cent we had personally, and we had only obtained $12,000 in donations. So we had 235 subscribers. So you can imagine how thrilled we were.
And we are about out of time.
Let me close it out.
Close it out.
In my business, we use costumes to tell a story. And as this day ends on Saturday and the Countess de Hornley is put to rest, the hills are alive with her thought and the contribution she's made to this community. And just remember, the Countess is going to be telling a story all the time, because that's what theater is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, too. It was absolutely wonderful. I was just looking at something. So I also knew the Countess, and I'm very happy. I was there that day that she sat next to me at your thing, and I remembered. So thank you, Marilynn. You've done a lot. We'll have you back again. It just never seems to get old with you.
Okay, thank you so much for having me, and I hope I didn't bore your listening audience.
You could never bore people. Goodbye.
Thank you.